Hey, so in this video, what we're gonna cover is how we 2.25x a business in less than 60 days. So this is a live case study breakdown of one of our clients. They run a career coaching offer. Let's get right into it. The revenue paradox, right? A lot of people think that the only way to grow the revenue is just, oh, I need more leads, I need more traffic, I need more ad spend, right? So we took this coaching business from 82K in September, started working with them in October, and we pulled 183.7K collected in November. So that's in 60 days without any increase in ad spend, straight from YouTube organic. So we didn't touch the marketing, we did not touch the offer. We basically fixed the sales infrastructure. Okay, so my name is Jacob Mercier. I run a fractional sales department that installs recruiting, installs management, operation, sales systems for 7 and 8 figures, coaching, service-based businesses. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the exact changes that we made and what were the results that helped add an extra 100K in cash collected in less than 60 days. So the first things, what were the problems? Why were they stuck at the 60, 80K a month mark? The first part was the broken team structure. So they had 4 part-time reps with 0 high-ticket sales experience, and very few had even some sales experience. They had a sales manager that was the top closer, but he did not know what he was doing as far as sales management goes, right? He was a good closer, but the management is a completely different ballgame. There was no meetings, there was no structure, no projections, no SOPs documented. Everyone was kind of like just winging it. There was no sales process. So the discovery on the calls, even from the manager, was a few minutes at most. The reps went right into pitching. They were using a pitch deck. It was kind of unstructured, was super long. And as soon as there were objections coming up, they were defaulting straight into like payment plans, down sales right away. There was like 2 different packages, actually 3, representing all the options right at the end of the call with the payment plans right away. So that did not maximize the cash collected. And then they did not know how to isolate objections as well to know what are they actually dealing with. Now, on top of that, they had barely any tracking in place. They started tracking in the tail end of September, but there was no accountability, there was no quality control around it, so the data was not really accurate. So it was hard to get visibility around like where are their actual bottlenecks, right? And the cash collected was about 30 to 40% of the total contract value. So that's like very low as well. So what did we do? What were the fixes that we made? First thing we did, the application funnel. It was basically, the funnel is YouTube organic going to a full long application, was going on go high level. What we did is there was a lot of questions and we wanted to get data around like where's the drop off and the application process. So we moved from go high level to type form from the get-go. We moved some redundant questions as well, and some questions we saw a big drop off that were not adding a lot of value. And that way the completion rate went from 11% to 17%, which just right there is a delta of like 60% on application completed. So without changing anything else, without increasing the traffic. That was the fix number 1. Now, as far as fix number 2, hiring and firing. So we hired a phone setter. There was no phone setter calling the applications that did not book a call. So we hired a phone setter and we had them work the list of people that were qualified in their applications to book them on the closer calendar. And then also we hired another closer. We fired bottom performers on the team over the first few weeks after coaching and seeing who has potential to stay, who hasn't, and then ramped up the new closer to new phone setter as well. That's the second thing we did. Now on to the third thing, the show rate and lead management. So as far as the show rate goes, okay, the show rate was 50%. There was 0 call confirmation process. Everyone was relying only on automations, which were not bad. So what we did is we installed the strict confirmation process. We changed a little bit the pre-call text going out to make them a bit more human. And then we added some more human element to it. Basically, every time a lead comes in, we have a call confirmation process going on. It's multiple touch points. And if the lead does not answer, we dial them until they respond ahead of the meeting. So the show rate went from 50% to 70%. We could say that's a 20% increase, but if you do 20% of 50, that's actually a delta of 40%. So that's another like increase of 40% in the funnel. So our reps are talking to more people. The last part that we did was the pricing and the sales process. So basically they were charging about $3,800 and $5,300 for their 2 high ticket offers. One was 3 months, one was 6 months. When we came on, we bumped the investment amount to $4,500 and $7,500. So a bit more expensive. We wrote a script for the discovery and started coaching on it on team meetings and then async as well while reviewing sales calls. As well, what we did is at the bottom of the calls, there was a lot of leakage as far as like the objection handling and how we were presenting payment plans, how we were downselling people. So we started installing and coaching the team on a waterfall framework, basically going to the pay in full first, then going to third-party financing that will give us the money up front based on the credit, based on the financing partner, then move into in-house payment plans. And if those things don't work, then we go to the downsell. So coaching the reps on how to do that efficiently without burning leads and maximizing the cash collected and the contract value for the business. From there, the cash collected per deal went up. By the way, if you're doing 150K plus per month and you want this entire infrastructure, this entire system built and deployed in your business for you without you having having to do anything. Click the first link in the description below, apply, see if you're a fit. And basically we come in as your fractional sales department and we deploy this entire system for you in your business. Back to the video. Now, as far as the results, I also tied the tracker here. So the month-to-month projection in September, the baseline was 82K in cash collected. In October, we did 152K. So that's 85% increase just from the Typeform, the setter, the coaching on the team. And then in November, despite booking 140 less calls than October, that's just a traffic thing from YouTube ultimately, we still collected a 31K extra on top of it. So that's just to show the data. The data in September is not 100% accurate because we came in 1st of October. There was no one like checking that, but that's the tiny bit of data we had as far as that goes. October, as you can see, again, there's some cash missing. We started tracking in October a little bit of payment plans, but those are the numbers that we did on the payment processors. It was like 3 different ones, so could not bother like post screenshot of all this. But if you see, like there was about 140K in cash in October. That's just on the sales tracker. Again, some payment plans missing there. November, there's a little bit of a discrepancy, but we're about 178K collected on the tracker here. We finished at 183, so a bit of a discrepancy there. Again, probably some payment plans over there. And then December, we're right in the middle of it. But if you can see, it's pretty drastic for 82K in September. And then even if those were the accurate numbers, which there's a few thousand missing each month, you can see a big difference there. And again, then on our trackers, there's like more percentages, but just for the sake of the recording here. That's for the month-to-month progression. Now, in terms of metrics, okay, so the show rate went from 50% to 70%. So that's a 40% delta. Like I said, if you do 20 divided by 50, that's where you get 40%. Then the close rate went from 15% to 20%. That is 33% increase. And then the application completion, we went from 11% to 17%. That's about 55%. And that's not counting the fact we have a setter now booking more calls and those kind of things too. Now, again, October to November, we had less calls booked. There was less traffic at the top of the funnel with YouTube, and we still had an increase in cash collected. You don't have a traffic problem. You have a throughput problem. You could see like just from the leakage here, just in the different parts of the process, and that's not even counting on the book calls level. You can see like each drop-off point can add to each other, right? So your funnel is leaking, show rate, close rate, your team is winging it, we're downselling people we should put on a payment plan or maybe try financing with, right? So there's a lot of places that we can find money. And this is how we 2.25x our client, right? Now, just some closing thoughts here. Also, you think that you have a traffic problem, you have like an ads problem. Oh, I don't have enough leads. I need to crack this, crack that. Again, this client had less traffic and that was 100% purely organic. We're about to start paid ads now. Again, you have a throughput problem. Your funnel is leaking at different areas, right? So what we did is we came in, we installed the tracking, we hired, managed a team, we started putting SOPs, a sales process in place, coaching the team on them using it, and that was the results, right? So if you're doing anywhere from 80, 100K plus per month, even like 400, 500K a month, and you want us to install your systems in management so you can scale without any headache, click the link in the description below. My name is Mercier, and thank you for watching.